Hey guys, Benji here from Darts Corner, and today we're going to be talking about the 2018 graduates from Q School. And what a Q School we had. We had some names that we were probably expecting to be there, and definitely some unknowns that are always there every single year. Now today I'm going to be brutally honest with how I think the new graduates are going to go, and I'm also going to give my assessment on how all the players are going to go, which I've already said that. Plus, be warned guys, there's going to be some tour card holders out there that have got their tour card, are going to expect to do great things, and I am going to give my comments and criticisms on how far they're actually going to get. If they're going to be a top 32 player, a top 64 player by the end of 2020 and keep their card, or if they're going to be here back in 2020 to try and get their tour card back. Guys, if you do get triggered, look, just take it as motivation. If I don't have you as one of the elite players that is going to do well, then just take it as a grain of salt. Really, because look at what Rob Cross has done, and I would have never predicted to see him get to the heights that he has gotten to. And some of the players that I'm going to be talking about, I've never heard before, and I'm only going on stats and a few videos that I might have seen on YouTube. That being said, let's get into who actually made the tour this year. UK, Ireland, Northern Ireland, and the rest of the world. Okay, this is what makes up the UK qualifiers, 23, which is 5% of the total field. Again, making it super fair. And the 23 the eight players that made it in on merit, they were Corey Cadby and Eddie Dootson on day 1. Day 2 you had Robert Owen and Alan Tabin. Day 3 you had Aaron Monk and George Killington, 2 young players, very good. And day 4 was Bradley Brooks and Dawson Murchell. These 2 I was very, very surprised with. Congratulations guys. And then the players that made it in on the order of merit were, starting at the top of the list, we had Nathan Aspinall with 16 points. Ross Smith with 15 points. Terry Temple got in on the last day very, very convincingly with 12 points. Ryan Harrington also with 12 points. Simon Stevenson on 11 points. Gary Eastwood with 11 points. John Goldie with 10 points. Also with 10 points was Matthew Edgar, Ryan Meikle and Ryan Joyce. And then there was 5 more players: Kevin Burness, Tony Newell, Luke Woodhouse, Peter Hudson and Mark Wilson, all with 9 points. There was 3 very unlucky players that had 9 points and didn't get in, and they lost out on a countback, and they were Callan Rides, Darren Beveridge and Ryan Murray. So these are our 33 players that are going to be the new additions to the PDC. Now, my comments and criticisms. Not all of these players are going to succeed. I'm going to break down this list into my busts and into my players that I think are going to make inroads on the PDC. And there's going to be one little separate column where I couldn't get enough information, and I'm very curious to see how they're going to do in the PDC. Alrighty, first of all I'm going to start off with my boy Corey Cadby. Proud Australian I am. You see my Australian flag in the background, and this player is going to have the biggest impact of all players that played in the Q School. I consider winning on the first day being like being the #1 seed in the NBA. This player is going to kill it right from the start. And I'm going to tell you why. Listen, he has, whether you believe it or not, there are some great players playing on the floor in Australia. So it's still an amazing feat to say that in 2016 and 17, Corey's won a total of 13 DPA tournaments. He doesn't just go deep in tournaments, he's a born winner. like his countrymen Kyle Anderson and Simon Whitlock. Let's not forget that he's also the 2016 World Youth Champion, plus a winner on the development tour, which he only played for practice for the Youth Championships. He's also a winner on the WDF circuit for the BDO side at the Australian Grandmasters in 2016 and 2017. And lastly, let's not forget, he can beat the best players in the world now. He has done it in front of the camera, beating Phil Taylor twice, Peter Wright, Raymond van Barneveld, and other notables like World Youth Champion Dimitri Vandenberg and other tour card winner Jeffrey Deswan. Twice, never losing to him. Can't speak highly enough about Corey, and I love him to make, I not only love, I believe he's going to make the top 32 in his first year. This guy is incredible, and let's move on to number 2. The next player I'm going to be talking about is Eddie Dootson. Listen, his CV isn't great, and him winning on a tour card was quite an unexpected achievement, especially on the first day. The same as Corey, which is a major triumph. I say congratulations, good luck, practice hard, but my expectations are not high, I'm sorry to say. Don't take it personally, and if you do, have a great start to the season. I will eat my words, and I'll do a follow-up story in another video. But Eddie Dootson, I have this guy as a bust, and I don't think he's going to make the top 64 by the end of 2019. Sorry. The next player I'm going to be talking about is Nathan Aspinall, and I'm going to be very short and sweet with this one because I believe that this guy is going to succeed on the Pro Tour. He already has the pedigree. He's done his apprenticeship, and he is ready. He's already won. He's a consistent European Tour. He makes consistent European Tour appearances. He's already a winner on the Challenge Tour in 2017. I really like his style, and I've mentioned this before. It's really annoying that he keeps beating my man Simon Whitlock. Stop doing it, my brother. No, you're doing very well. And I'll have this guy to be in the top 64, if not maybe even in the top 32 by the end of 2019. Got through is Mark Wilson. This is life-changing for Mark. If he takes advantage of the prize money on offer, because there is so much there to be had. Another player that I believe needs more experience winning though. Another bust in my opinion. Alright, Tony Newell winning his tour card back. Now it's up to him. He was a pick of mine. But I don't think the pros want to let go of their top 64 ranking that easily. He'll be back at Q School in 2020. So we're moving on to a Northern Irish player called Kevin Burness. Congratulations again. There is nothing in his profile that I found to suggest to me that he's going to go and do things. But there's nothing in his profile to say that he isn't going to do things. It's a massive question mark, because through the archives like YouTube, I can't even see this guy, how he throws. And you know what I'm like, I'm a lover of good throwing styles, nice and easy to watch, and I just don't know where this player is going to go. So this guy's a question mark. On to Matthew Edgar, and he's a great solid player. He's actually a sports coach by profession. If he takes some of his own advice, he could go far. But do I think he will? I will say he'll pick up some nice prize money, but he won't be in the top 64 by 2020. Brings me on to Terry Temple, such a regular on the Pro Tour. And he's got so much experience, but he was the lowest ranked player at the end of last year at 128. And I'm led to believe that won't change drastically going into 20. That moves me on to Ryan Meikle. I love watching this young guy play. Has such an easy, watchable throwing style. I really like it. He's so capable. He's won a challenge tour already. He's already hit a 9 darter. He'll be a force to be reckoned with and have a great year. Watch out. he is no pretender. So moving on to Ryan Harrington, the son of the famous Rod Harrington. There is something about this guy which tells me that he's not quite there yet. He just needs a little bit more experience, but I'm telling you that his time on the tour is going to toughen him up very quickly. Talking about is Peter Hudson. I'm going to be very short and sweet. He's a great solid player, and I believe he will have a decent season. Nothing flashy, but he will be in the 64. So Bradley Brooks is the next player I'm going to be talking about, and I'm sorry if this comes across a little bit mean, but I looking through the archives, I've seen one clip of Bradley Brooks play in the UK Open event, and there was nothing there that impressed me. I'm assuming that for him to get through Q School, he has worked very hard for his game, but there's nothing for me to say that he's going to do much better until I see him actually play. The next player on the list that made the grade is Aaron Monk, the muscle man. I can't work out if he's the real deal or not. I hate to be so critical, but you're not up against Q School entrants anymore. You're up against professionals. He's been there before. He says he's taking the game more seriously, and I hope so. I like you, Aaron. And Q School isn't easy, so now get some arrogance about you and just make it happen. I just worry so many pros have the edge on you. That's all. I'm going to have you as a question mark because I just want to see how you do in the first 6 months. Robert Owen, well done, my friend. You got your tour card back, and I'm really happy to see. He's a friend of mine, and I think this guy is getting better and better with time and experience. I believe this guy is going to make it into the top 64 by 2020, no problem. And I think he's going to, he is going to make a really big impact. Darts Database even sees that as well. His rankings keep going up on and on and on, and his ranking at the moment is at 130 with him getting his tour card back. Congratulations, my friend. I hope you do well, and I'll have you in the top 64. Now we have a Canadian youngster, Dawson Merchell. This guy has the whole world at his feet. He's already got a win against James Wade, but I want to see more. It's a big question mark at the moment if he can deliver week in, week out on the tour. So it's a question mark, but I'm really interested to see what this young guy can produce. Next one I have is Gary Eastwood, and I'm not going to muck around too much with this guy. I've looked at his stats. He needs a little bit more experience winning, and I don't have him to make the top 64 at all. He just needs a little bit more experience. Next player I'm going to talk about is Luke Woodhouse. I would love to see this young player do really well in the next couple of years. He has a fantastic throwing style, nice and hard and fast, which you know I like. And I have him as a fighting chance to make the top 64 in the next couple of years. Good luck, my friend. Next player I'm going to talk about is George Killington. Another player I can't really go into based on stats because his resume has been very poor leading into Q School. Only making the last 16 in the last year. I don't think he is ready, but dreams are possible because look at Rob Cross. I have this guy as a bust. Simon Stevenson, and I am impressed with this guy that they call the Mirror Man. He only narrowly lost his tour card with a ranking of 77, and I think he will make inroads on this ranking and push himself easily into the top 64. I like his cool, calm and collected behaviour, plus he has the experience to back it up. Now, Ross Smith. Now he's qualified. It's a fresh start for the Smudger. He's pretty much had all of 2017 off, I guess, to go back and play pub darts and work on his game, and it's paid off with earning himself a tour card. Maybe the opportunity of free tournament entry makes the tournament card so much more valuable. Question is, are you going to be a bust? Remember, Ross has hit 2 9-darters. This guy has got the pedigree. It's a massive question mark for me. I don't know how he's going to Scotland, where John Goldie is another recipient who has joined the PDC. He still needs so much more experience. I think it's way too soon for John to have joined the PDC in the pros. He won't be in the 64 after 2019. So, I'm sorry. Ryan Joyce, a BDO convert, and he has a nice, smooth action. And I'm interested how the BDO boy copes with the PDC boys. I'm not sure how it'll go, but it's a big question mark on this guy. Stuff it. Stuff it. I'm going to give him a fighting chance and be in the top 64 by the end of 2019. Good luck, Ryan Joyce. So guys, that's my assessment of the 33 players that have qualified through Q School in Wigan and in the qualifier in Germany. Now, as you can see from the list here, these are the, you can see the ones that I will think are going to make the top 32, top 64, question marks and BUSTS. What do you think, guys? Give me your comments and criticisms. Subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Catch you later. This is Benny G from Darts Corner. Catch ya. Bye.